Yeah. Right, first of all, give a prayer to the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, it's good to see you all tonight. Thanks for coming. I don't think I need
Back away from that.
back away. Good to see you tonight. Glad you guys could make it. We're gonna begin first of all with just finding out if we have any new folk or new members with us tonight. Anybody here for the first time? First time. I don't see any faces I haven't seen before. Nope. Okay, any new members? Anybody that's just signed up to be a part of the club recently? And the rest of you, you know, it's coming towards the end of the year, you might consider remembering to get your, renew your life, not your license, but your membership. And folks might renew the license also. Well, let's see. Let me look at my notes because I forget what we do. Oh yeah, we'll start with yeah, just give us a little of who you are, where you're from, give me the call sign. Got enough chairs for you guys? Okay. All right, so we'll start with K6UDA over here, Bob.
I am Bob, K6UDA from Curry.
10, 8F6 QV, Twin Falls.
Alliance KV7SQS, Twin Falls.
Gene, KA3JKB, Twin Falls. I'm Stan, K7NCF, Hollisburg.
RD, K7BIN, and Filer.
Michael, KK7WSQ, Twin Falls.
Mike, K7SQQ, Twin, Jerome.
Andy, KK7UQC, Filer.
KG7WLG, Kimberly.
Jim, W7OU, Twin Falls.
Spencer, KJ788.
Nate's N8HYR, Filer.
Oh, KK7UQA, just outside of Buell.
Robert, KK7RUV, Jerome.
Brack, AI7 LVZ, Kimberly. DJ, haven't taken the plunge, Twin Falls. You'll have to wait outside.
I'm KC6LEW. I run the net on Thursdays, on the fourth Tuesday.
Darren, W1DGN, and Filer.
Greg, KI6WLG, Twin Falls.
At KB6DFR, Twin Falls County, west of, I hate cities.
Oh, Leo, KK7UQF, Primrose, Idaho.
Bill, W7AAZ, Twin.
Ron, W7LVG in Buell.
Paul, A7ZB in Twin Falls.
Kelly, K7SU Curry.
Gordon, AA7TQ, Twin Falls.
Okay, and I'm Terry, KJ7RAR. Next month, we're meeting on November the 10th. And at this point, we don't have yet a presentation planned. I have asked Jim if he would come up with something that we have asked him to do, so we'll see. What goes sideways, yeah, I'll do it. What do you think?
Yes, I'll do it.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Did you say December?
November.
Okay, I might say November.
He did say November.
You gotta say, I missed a month.
Gotta ask her.
This is November, don't you know that?
I was asked to do a soldering presentation. How many people in here homebrew anything? How many people do
chips, small devices. I call you.
Okay, that's all you need.
He can't hear it.
Okay, somebody's got some food there. Okay, so anyway, thanks, Jim, I really appreciate that. Paul, what, Paul, you want to give a treasurer's report?
Well, we got about the same amount we had last month. We got about,
Back up a little bit.
Oh,
Speakers right too close. Oh, you want to come up?
we got the same amount as we had last month. But we had about a $200 bill to pay for the trailer. And I still owe this guy however many bucks it costs for the toilet.
I gotta find that. Oh, my guy.
Just a written characters. Yeah, I know.
Make something happen.
It's $106.
$106.
Okay.
Good, okay. Just for a couple of announcements, if, did I see Nate come in? Nate who? Oh,
Yeah, he's
Nate. If you haven't got a name tag yet and you'd like one, see Nate right after the meeting and, he'll set you up for a name tag. We have right now until the end of the year. If you, have a name tag on, you can get a free, ticket for a drawing. After the first of the year, we're going back to only the folks that pay for it can get it. This is kind of a special thing for us. Anyway, on Tuesday nights, we have the net. It's on 14676, starts at 7. And the net usually goes for, about 15 minutes, and then afterwards we have what we call a round table. And that is we just get up and chit chat, we talk, ask some questions and give answers. It's just kind of time to spend chit chatting with some of the guys you might know. We do quite a bit. Roger's on it, Paul and Dean is on it. Who else comes on the net pretty regular? You see him? Oh, okay. So we have a few guys coming on and that's nice to have. So I do it on the second Tuesdays. The first Tuesdays is Paul, third is John, the fourth is Roger over there. And if we have a fifth Sunday, so used to Sundays, Tuesdays, Ken comes on and does it. So we appreciate that. If you would like to get involved in that, let me know and we could get you involved in working on the net. I won't be doing it forever, so that's something to think about. Also, we already talked about that. So tonight we have, before anything, anybody have any questions or comments? Oh, Bill brought something for sale. You want to say what it is, Bill?
This one here.
A neighbor of mine passed away and I disposed of the transceiver. There's only two things left. One is a vertical antenna, which I sold and the guy backed out. So if anybody wants an 80-meter to 10-meter vertical, it's about 30 feet tall. It's an AV 680. AV 680. And it's free. And I'll help you take it down.
Is it metal? I mean, a pole type of thing, or is it
It's a vertical.
fiberglass pole?
It's a vertical.
I mean, like my have one, the DS Commander is more fiberglass rather than the metal.
This is metal and it's got traps and ground planes and stuff on it.
Okay, all right. And what do you have back there?
And the other thing that it hasn't been sold is an MFJ. It's their so-called 3 kilowatt tuner. He only had 100-watt rig, so it's never been exposed to any serious things. And his IC 7300, his VHF rig, all that stuff sold relatively quickly. The tuner's $200.
Okay, so if anybody's interested, look at it afterwards, get a hold of Bill before he takes off.
Now, Bill, you also had a manual for a SWR meter from MFJ, what you talked about.
That is for something that was sold.
That's already.
She gave me the tuner and said, and here's the manual for it. And it wasn't until I was in the car, I looked at it and said, that's the
not very
manual for
manual.
something else.
Yeah.
But you can get the manual online, and it's not.
Does anybody have anything they'd like to say, ask, or anything like that? Well, we have a chance. Yeah, go ahead.
At some point, there was some interest in doing
That's what's on this.
antenna building
That's
or
right.
soldering or something. Again, over at the happy space in
Yeah.
where the
That's my
board met
drive.
and seemed agreeable to that. If we can get some more details about it.
Okay.
Would that be maybe next month's meeting or a different meeting, or what was the thought of there?
There it is.
Well, that wouldn't be during a meeting time. We'd probably do that like on a Saturday, like that.
Right there.
That'd be workable.
Or is it this one?
Say that again, Jim?
I said, we can build an antenna and solder all at the same time next Monday if you want.
That's a video.
You're gonna bring it here? Okay. He's talking about, I think, when we were talking about going and having a class on counts on soldering. And that you said you would show how to do all that. When you talked about it, it'd have to be somewhere else than here. So, we'll
Place downtown.
we'll.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about, the
Yeah,
maker
this,
space.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that would be. When I talked to you about doing the soldering
Do
thing,
that. I'd
Yeah.
rather do that.
that's gonna be that would be a basic thing where you would just bring some stuff and show us up here so we can meet here.
This
Then
one here?
later, if there are others who are interested in actually a hands-on deal, learning how to do it, we could do something on a Saturday or something, maybe at the makerspace.
Well, we can give a show of hands. What do you guys want? What do you wanna know? About antennas and soldering? I gotta have something to put a program together that'll, be fit for a building.
No.
Well, how many in here have just never soldered before or want to learn to solder?
I mean, a lot of times we've learned that we've soldered, but let's face it, we're not good solderers. We had cold solderers and things like that. We want to know how to do it right.
Get through that. I was.
Hey, Andy?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I think, Jim, the best thing is just provide something that we could take a look at and get an
A
idea.
presentation at the meeting.
Okay.
It may be a surprise.
Okay, that's good.
Well, that's up to you,
That's
Jim.
the only way I know that.
Who knows if that might be a golf presentation or something like that. Good, okay, Bob, getting ready to do a presentation. And I'm not gonna try to tell you what it is because it was a whole bunch of stuff. I just sent it to you guys. So I'm gonna turn it over to him.
Maybe discard it.
I think they're trying to find the right presentation.
We have the wrong presentation up.
Did you bring the wrong one?
Sure you want to? No, I don't want to do that.
What kind of antenna do you guys think?
Out.
Looks like it's launching that. Well, I think it's gonna probably be directional, a dipole or any bed half wave and maybe putting a balun together to run it maybe. That seems easy enough. So Jim, specifically, I think it would be beneficial to
There's where it's
understand at the level, widen the balun,
So what do we?
how
I
it
don't
comes
pass.
through the core.
This
balun
right here.
I just have to leave
the
it
antenna
off.
that you're matching it
So-
with, and then so it's good scale. That's what I would. Good enough for a presentation.
Yeah, that's fine.
We should
So,
put antenna.
Part two. Right through. White show.
After you hear the explanation for
Everything.
there we go. You bought that too. Yay.
Good job.
Told you it was there.
That's great.
Question for you.
Found it.
Something where we thought, you bring on stuff.
Don't get lost.
Go for it, dude.
Well, Jim presents next month here.
When do you run your show?
Who's that?
Huh?
Just like this space.
It's like this.
You have him come over.
Yes, I do. He's the producer.
DNA on it.
All right. How many people have used Wires X or used the MBARC repeaters that have Wires X on them?
Thank you, Lance.
Thank you, Lance.
And yet, I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
The club owns a Wires X.
This is real basic because I know there's a lot of people
Hear the brains behind.
who ask me all the time, how do I get into Wires X mode? How do I use the Wires X on the repeater, on the club repeater? And the short answer is just put your radio in digital mode and it works. You don't have to
put the frequency
and you gotta put the frequency in, the right frequency. Let's go to the next one. So what is Wires X? So Wires X itself is a program. It's made and owned by Yaesu. C4FM, which is the mode that Wires X operates under, is open source, and really anybody, it's kind of a derivative of DMR. It's just a digital mode. So Wires X facilitates global communications through the use of what they call rooms. If you're a DMR guy or you're into some other thing, they're reflectors. The difference is a lot of them, like DMR, everything rests or lives on central servers that are like D-Star. There's a central server in Texas and a couple of other servers that it works. With Wires X, each individual node or each individual room lives on the node computer that it's parked on. So if this computer is turned off, you won't see my room. You won't see my reflector at all because it kind of goes away. It's like I said, it's built on a decentralized architecture. So having a certain amount of nodes, or if half the nodes go down, the rest of the system is still working. Kind of like Bitcoin. The radio architecture, C4FM. Yaesu does not own C4FM. They do own and control Wires X. Now you could get in, we're going to talk about hotspots without Wires X, and you could get into what you would think is Wires X, but you can't. If you want to, if you have a Yaesu, radio and you want to have, it's called a personal digital node, a PDN node, or an HRI node. If you want to run a room, you have to have this thing called an HRI 200. I'll show you that. But you don't have to have that. All you need is a PC and a radio, a fusion radio, and you could get on Wires X and have your own node. Let's see, next slide.
There is an expense to that, though.
There is. Well, not so much if you're doing the PDN.
Well,
The cables. You got to get the cables, and the cables do cost money. So this is my actual node radio. It's just a donor radio. It does nothing other than the Wires X node. There is my HRI 200 that is needed to run a room. So it's built into the software. It's not built into the radio. It's you download the software from Yaesu, you sign up with them, get a node number, and you're off and running. If you have an HRI 200, you can then create your own room if you want. The fusion repeaters have the capability to link with other fusion repeaters via the internet or through Wires X. There's a hard-coded way that repeaters can be linked together. Say if you have 5 club repeaters scattered throughout a wide area, like from here to Boise or here to Salt Lake, and they can be all connected together on like a hardwired deal through internet, or through Wires X. We have a whole bunch of rooms, or we have one room connected to a whole bunch of repeaters here in the Magic Valley. Next slide. All right. The hotspot access. Some of us are connecting through hotspots. This little guy here is, it's both a hotspot and an internet radio device. It doesn't send out RF until I key it up. Okay, 6 GDA on MDARC. So.
Hey, you don't get ID on digital.
But you do. So Lance has a thing called the clear node. It's another kind of a hotspot. And he has his, or a couple of his, configured to All-Star. So the YSF side of MVARC is connected to an All-Star node that Lance runs, which also ports that out to the analog side of the repeater that's hooked up to. Ken was on there, and Ken's on an old Kenwood radio. And so he's hearing my traffic coming from a digital side. So, I mean,
He was analog.
and he's on analog. So there's a whole bunch of things. I'm like kindergarten.
I'm just stupid. So, but I'm also the only one saying it. What exactly is a room? And what makes that different than?
A room is where a bunch of nodes can congregate.
What's the difference between that and a normal repeater system like what we have on FusionNet?
Well, it's connected, all of our repeaters are connected to a room, so we can let more people come in. So a room is just like this room, and a bunch of nodes, like all of us just came in and we're all connected.
We're all talking to each other right now.
It's not a repeater though.
Okay, well, here's a simple way to put it. You have the repeater frequency, and then you can have a whole bunch of rooms inside that using that same channel. So you have like individual rooms inside that one.
Or you have a whole bunch of repeaters that hook up to a room. We have 8 repeaters in the Magic Valley that are constantly hooked up to MVARC,
Well. So
more or less. There's 8.
read what's on there right now. KN6LL, that's in Wyoming.
I need to, I gotta put these on if I'm reading that. Okay. So you don't have to be in the Magic Valley to hook up to the MVARC room. N6LL repeater, W7 or WV7I
That's Eagle.
repeater. That's where?
Eagle, Idaho.
That's Eagle. KB7SQS repeater.
That's the main room here in Twin,
That's the main room, and that's on which repeater?
444, 600.
Okay. K8 PNW, MPW.
That's the Wendell repeater.
Okay, that's Wendell. K7 MA, MVA
Yep,
repeater. I can't read.
yep.
And what repeater?
It's the Jerome flat top repeater.
That's the Jerome flat top repeater. And boy, hang on. K7OD.
One of those is Schaefer Butte in Boise, and the other one is Squaw Butte in Emmett.
Okay, so all of those repeaters are hooked up to the MVARC room. It's just a collection of repeaters or personal nodes that hook up. And from there, anybody that is connected to any one of those repeaters will be, when they key up and they talk, everybody else on every single one of those repeaters gets the message. They're all talking to each other. There are rooms that have, there's a couple of rooms that have like over 100 connected connected nodes. And they're, that's KCY. And it gets a little ridiculous at times, but it's busy. It's got a lot of traffic. Lance has my room, which is the Idaho Command, and I do nets on there on Saturday. He has that ported in on to one of his repeaters all the time. And on Saturday mornings, he connects me to the Magic Valley room from his side, and everything that comes out of my repeater all over the country, nodes all over the country, and other people on some analog systems. Everybody hears it around here. Everybody hears it in Florida, in California, in Michigan. Yeah, I mean, it could be worldwide. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, and your net is just starting to gain traction.
Yeah. Yeah. Does that answer your
Sounds
question?
like it's basically a repeater connection versus individual.
It kind of is. But it's a repeater in reverse. You're feeding the repeater with signals from other repeaters. All right, hotspot access. These little guys. A personal thing, a regular, normal, or the old style hotspots. You had your hotspot, you turned it on, you connected to what in my case, YSF or FCS. YSF Yaesu System Fusion. It is not Wires X, but I have one of these little open spots up there, and I have that tuned to the same pair as my repeater. So it comes out on my repeater. Anything that comes out, and it goes over Wires X. So I'm kind of getting around the Wires X thing. Lance has like bajillion things going on. But that's how people get in from a hotspot anywhere in the world. I can take this thing on vacation with me.
That'll do every digital.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
these things are really cool. This is last month. I had just gotten this that day, and I knew nothing about it. I've got it programmed now, and I could get into all-star nodes. I could get into D-star, DMR,
P25.
E25.
Then
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff you can do with these things. Very, very cool little toy. And I don't even need to take my radio with me. This becomes my whole hotspot, and anywhere in the world, I turn this thing on, and if I've got an internet connection, I could get back into my room and on my repeater, and consequently, all the way through the Magic Valley.
What is that device that you're talking about?
This is called a Shark RF M1KE, the mic. And it's a hotspot with a built-in PTT button and a little screen so you could control it.
And dollar value?
In dollar value, it was about $400. So it's, you know,
You can use it as a HT?
yeah, like right now. A 688. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
So what frequency are you on? VHF?
I am not on any
he's
frequency.
going through his cell phone.
I'm going through the internet. And so I go through the internet. I've got it tied into MVARC. I am a Yaesu, I'm a YSF node getting into MVARC because he has a hotspot that's on the same pair as the repeater, the club repeater. So it gets in to there, and it also comes out on analog because he has stuff turned on.
So where does it come out on a radio? So, I mean, you have
Well,
that-
it's on Ken's radio right now.
but what frequency would it be on? Or if you
Ken,
saw
what frequency are you on?
14517.
would it come up anything?
442 300. Yes.
should come on one of our,
It's in the
one of our
room.
repeaters.
Yes.
Okay.
Does that
Yeah.
have GPS capability?
Yes,
Yep.
and it'll do APRS. It's an amazing little device. We'll keep going. All right, the local repeater. Currently, I guess really 8 in the Magic Valley that are on actual Wires X. And all those repeaters are equipped, they're all Yaesu repeaters, just like the one on top. They're all on the MVARC room, which is our club room. Let's see, the Idaho Command, which is my room, which is connected to my repeater, that repeater there, and there's the node computer below. That is on 444.500. K67 QS.
Ron's got a new call.
Yeah, that's a cool call.
He can operate both.
K67 SQS along with KB7 SQS. He's got stuff that he connects to Kansas City wide. It just puts traffic through the, through the Magic Valley. We're exercising.
If you know,
these
if you
repeaters.
wanna know when I'm exercising, that's when you hear Kansas City wide. That's when I'm doing it.
A simplex node, you can do a simplex node, and there's a lot of guys that do that, and they make them public, and they're basically, they're putting up a node just like this with a computer, dedicated radio, and an HRI 200, but they don't have a repeater. And this is in a different building than this. This is out in my shop. This is in the house. They're not connected by any wires. This radio transmits and receives on the same pair as that radio, just like an analog radio. You call in, it triggers the input on the repeater, puts a signal through, and it goes out just like that. The little blue box you saw in the other picture, it's doing the exact same thing at the same time. It's getting triggered by whatever radio I happen to be using, or whoever is on 444.500. So if you wanted to do that, you could put together your own node, and other people that have your frequency, Kelly, can do it.
I just gonna say, you don't have to have all of this stuff just to talk on our system.
You don't have to have any of it.
All you have to have is just a Yaesu radio that is Wires X compatible.
Yes, and then, yes, and you don't have to do anything else to it. We'll get into the Wires X node stuff. I got a short little video that's gonna explain what the Wires X button does on your radio. The personal digital node, kind of what I was talking about, without the HRI 200, just a radio. And it could be like your FT3 or your FT5. You plug it into your laptop computer, and that can become a node. Go to the next one. If you want to put up a node, you're gonna go to Yaesu, you're gonna have to register your node. We're not even gonna go, we're not gonna talk about that. Keep going. And that's the end of that. Thought I had more slides in there, but. So now we'll go find that, other,
The video.
the video. And I'll mute this one. This is how I keep my, my little Yaesu FT5 radio. this configuration, when I'm looking at the FTM 400, which I have in my vehicles, and I also have one here in the shack, it sits like this. I don't put these radios into the Wires X mode on a normal basis. All right, this is my Wires X display. This is kind of always on, and these are the nodes that are currently connected to the Southern Idaho Command. When I key up a radio, see the little green? That's what you see in there. And when I key up my FT5, get all that nice feedback too. Again, another radio that would be listening, which is right now the FTM 400. When I key up that FT5, and my call sign comes over there because you registered your call sign in the radio. My call sign from the FT5. What does the little Wires X button actually do? Well, when you're hooked up to, say, the K6UDA repeater or the MVARC repeater, we press and hold that button. Now it's connected. Which button you hold? And it says that it's on the Idaho Command. It tells me that there's 4 nodes hooked up to that right now. If I want to list everything that's out there, all the Wires X nodes, it starts from the most populated to the least populated. The most populated room is America KC wide with 125 nodes that are currently hooked up to it. And then there's the all JA CQ room with 114, the Philippine link with 57, Texas Nexus with 35. And I can actually use my dial knob here to move down to a certain point. And then you got to that'll end. I think it gives me like 20. Now, when you log into a new room, a new Wires X room, you're going to notice these news stations and news. Most repeaters and most nodes aren't really using that for anything in the US. It can be used. You can use that for all kinds of things. And I used to use it every once in a while, but I found that very few people were actually reading the messages or listening to it. So it doesn't get used very much here or anywhere else that I've seen. So we are still hooked up to Texas Nexus. I'm going to show you everybody else is now hooked up to Texas Nexus. This is a different radio. It's hooked up this one's hooked up completely separately. It's not connected to my FT5. And if I press the button, that shows we're also connected to Texas Nexus. That's because anybody that is connected to my repeater. K6 UDA repeater. The repeater is connected to Texas Nexus here. Right now. 444.500 were to key up and talk on digital. They're going to be talking into the Texas Nexus group. This is the YSF node over here. And the YSF node, my YSF node is actually this old gaming computer. And the radio is my old FT5. And as you can see, there are 3 nodes connected to it. You can see those 3 nodes right there and up here. This would be like anybody else's node. If you were to connect to the K6UDA repeater on digital, and you had a node, a Wires X node, it would show up here. If all you had was your radio would just be connected, just like an analog repeater. On the other side of my room is the actual Wires X node. And you're going to see this node has its own Windows computer with Wires X on it. And it has its own donor radio. The radio is complete with its own power supply, an HRI 200, and a dummy load, which is just enough power to get to the repeater 300 feet away. Here on the screen, you're going to notice we're not on the Idaho command because somebody who was using the FT5 moved the node over to Texas Nexus so they could go play on Texas Nexus, but the Idaho command is still in full force and effect, and the other 3 nodes that are hooked up to it are still using the Idaho command. They just can't use the repeater. Suppose you're done playing and you're done going off to another node. You want to be a good citizen. You can go in here and you could search on ID, enter, and it'll go and it'll find the Idaho command. There's 3. All right, now we're connected to the Idaho command on the big screen. Now there's 4 nodes connected. If your radio is tuned to the K6UDA repeater now, you're talking on the Idaho command. You're also talking locally around the Magic Valley, just like you would be doing on MVARC or anywhere else that you might be connected. That is the basics of how the Wires X system works on a repeater. But now we have a different thing. You're connecting on a hotspot and you're traveling and you're using your open spot 4 possibly, or whatever else you're using. My open spot 4 is now, it's going to hook up. It's going to figure out where it wants to be. Maybe. There it goes. So now the open spot 4 is connected. I'm going to go back here. And now you see there's 4 connected to the Idaho command. But we're still on the K6UDA repeater here in Twin Falls. So let me go back out to here, to the normal working mode. Change over to my open spot 4. I'm going to key up on my open spot 4. Now I've got something. This is completely different. Open spot 4, K6UDA. I have my search and direct, but now I'm on YSF US Idaho command, and there's 2 nodes, or there's 2 radios hooked up on the YSF side right now. One of those right now is this. Well, it's actually this open spot over here. And the other node, or the other radio, is my other FT5, which is the K6UDA YSF node, is actually hooked up to YSF. Okay. Where's my? Here's the takeaways from it. if you want to use MVARC wires X and you want to go out on all of the repeaters that are hooked up to MVARC, take your Yaesu radio, put it in DN mode. That's all you need to do. Put it in DN mode. You don't have to worry about the wire X button. It does nothing other than control what node is on. If the node owner allows people to move it, we can lock down our nodes so they can't change. And some node owners do that. Any other questions?
You connect to the flat top view repeater, you change the room and you forget to move it, it will default itself back.
Usually repeater owners will set them up that after a certain amount of time of no activity, the repeater will disconnect from a foreign node or another node and move back to its original node.
If you've got it set up.
If you have it set up to do that. I have mine set up to do that. Lance has his set up to do that. Lance has all of them set up to do that.
So I understand it's okay to go play,
Yes.
like hook up Kansas City, talk to somebody,
Use,
forget.
use the
Right.
442-300. That's the easiest one to use. And if you're using the wires X button, you've got to have a perfect signal into that in order for it to work. Go move it around. It'll always come back to where it's supposed to be.
move all the repeaters or just that one?
Just
Or just that? I've used that already and went to Pennsylvania and talked in the room in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's what we put them up there
you
for you
can't-
guys to play with.
You can't move the MVARC route.
Yeah.
It's unmovable. Okay, but you can move all the repeaters that are connected to it. Unless it's an analog. I'm doing things you're not supposed to do.
What are your visiting hours and how much advance notice?
Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Yeah, I mean, just remember if you've got, do you have a fusion radio? Okay,
You have a DMR repeater, right?
Yeah.
That you have connected through YSF.
It has no power right now.
Yeah, he has a DMR repeater and.
oh, okay,
Fuel.
oh, wow, I wish I could hit it.
I wish it was working, but seeing the power connection from the house to the shop is.
Oh.
I just think yeah.
In the back.
I'm just gonna ask, so we've got wires X, we've got BMR, and we've got old Echo Link, and we've got a bunch of them. Why one versus the other?
Because different,
I mean, Yaesu's got the wires X, so.
Yaesu has
Icon-
wires X. ICOM and Kenwood have bought into D-Star. D-Star was written by the Japanese Amateur League as an open source deal. Again, open source. DMR is a Motorola product, and that was written originally for public safety and enterprise, and ham radio has stolen it and turned it into a ham radio thing. NXDN, which is another ICOM deal. There's what
I don't
else?
know what it is.
Yeah, I mean,
There's a new one.
P25, which is used
Law enforcement.
in law enforcement and public safety a lot. But again, hams have stolen or taken it and repurposed it for ham radio. I don't know if it's very widely used at all, but it's just kind of user preference, whatever you want to use.
Like that Kansas City wide. That's almost every system there is. D-Star, DMR,
Yeah,
Wires X.
that one is ported
everything's connected.
it's ported into like everything, so it doesn't really matter what kind of a radio. If you could get into Kansas City Y, and America Link is another one. You could pretty much get into, or you could use it on anything.
The main server though is Wires X. Everything else is connected. in.
Yes.
Lance, for those around here who don't have a Fusion radio, you can get into the Fusion system through the 145.17, right?
Yep, 14517.
Okay, that's a repeater up on Hanson Butte, so if you just have a regular FM analog radio,
Yep.
tune into 145.17, is the DCS 23.
Yep.
Okay, you know how when you set the tone, it's usually PL 100, you don't use that on that repeater, you use the DCS 23, it's a digital coding system. So, and then that allows you to talk to,
Yeah, you'll talk to these digital people.
yeah, all over the world.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
And
you can't move the room. What my plan is eventually Bob's room will be connected to it digitally and MVARC will be analog. And if something's going at the same time, I can control that, so.
And then Ken Rossler, KB7 DFP, his repeater 442.000 also has Echo Link and All Star built in. So if you have All Star, or you have, say, Echo Link on your iPhone or your Android phone, you could get in and use the repeater and talk to God knows who. Whoever he happens to have it tuned into, and he tunes into several different nets every single day, so he's got a lot of traffic coming in and out of the 442.
That's why he burns up repeaters.
Sometimes that Ken's too.
Let's see.
You were saying Ken?
Do you have a question?
I was gonna comment on Echo Lake. I've used that for years.
And I can still.
Very similar, but fairly simple.
Echo Link
Here
is
come
the
right to that
same
right there.
thing.
Yeah.
It's just analog.
Yeah.
It's analog based. And the idea is, everybody for several years now in the digital world there's people that say, well, why can't we all talk to each other? That's the thing about ham radio. We're getting closer and closer and closer to the point where it doesn't matter what system you have, there will be a way to bridge the gap and to get into wherever you want.
If the system you're on has that capability.
Yes.
And it takes some networking. I mean, it's not as hard. If I can do it, anybody can, so.
Well, not anybody.
Bob just has to buy stuff when I tell him to buy it, then we can get him fixed up.
Any other questions, comments? Suggestions? Anything you guys would like to see in our little digital analog ecosphere?
Did someone on Echo Link in here disconnect? I did. So I know everything that happens.
So Lance can, on his phone, can connect and disconnect different servers, different nodes, including everything. He can connect and disconnect Wires X nodes, YSF nodes, All Star. While we were sitting here, he just linked. Does anybody have a radio? Turn on 444-500 on
Mine's on.
digital.
Let me see if I still have one.
Does that mean he can turn you off too, Bob?
Huh?
Does that mean he can turn you off too?
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah. Well, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk into the MVARC room. It should come out on my repeater.
444-500.
444-500. If it's in digital. A 6UDA testing from MVARC to the Idaho Command. 442. Did you hear it on my repeater?
Yeah, try it again.
Okay. Yeah, turn that up. All right, K6UDA, one more test from MVARC to the Idaho command or to the K6UDA repeater.
Yeah, so it's not gonna see.
So a little bit of delay, but I am not talking on the MVARC repeater. I was talking directly to the MVARC YSF side. That gets ported into the YSF or the MVARC Wires X room. Lance has also hooked up the Idaho command, so it went out over the Idaho command and he hears it on the K6UDA repeater. Simple as mud. I don't even understand this stuff.
So are you good at money laundering too?
If a person is interested in the nodes and things like that, if you haven't gotten your feet wet with Wires X yet, my suggestion would be just get a Wires X capable radio and tune in to one of these local repeaters and just talk and maybe learn then how to use Wires X to move that repeater to a repeater in Japan or somewhere. And you get all the basics under your belt and then set up your own.
You could find the rooms on the Yaesu official on the internet. If you are trying to do a PDN, you'll get a thing like this. This is a list over here of every node, every person basically who's hooked up to the Wires X system around the world. That list goes on forever. Thousands. Over here, this is every room in the Wires X world. And there's, again, thousands of rooms. Most of them have one or two people hooked up.
The little blue square in the middle shows the nodes that your particular node is connected to.
This shows that this node here is connected. This is my which one?
448.
No, this is not uplink, downlink.
Here it is, it's Idaho command.
Yeah,
Says it right on the.
no, this is my YSF node.
It's at Idaho command.
But we're hooked up to the Idaho command. But this particular node is my YSF node. It's hooked up, it's like a PDN. It can't host a room, but it could do everything else. That is the FT5 that's hooked up to a gaming computer with the Wires X software on it. That's all you need. And you could get into Wires X, you could be a Wires X node.
And all that does is run his little hotspot. That's what that's designed to run.
Yeah, and it just runs one of those little blue hotspots. And that blue hotspot is set up to the same frequency pair as my repeater. And as the other Wires X node, the actual Wires X node. So when I transmit I transmit on a radio to to my repeater, or say Andy right now transmits into the repeater. Go ahead and see if it'll make it.
On yours?
Yeah.
It will.
If he transmits into the repeater, it's going to trigger the Wires X node because it's on the same pair, and it'll trigger the YSF node on the same pair, two separate pieces of equipment, and we'll be able to hear it. Yeah.
Better check, I switched a few questions.
Try the 443750 if you have it in.
What was it again?
443750.
No, it's coming.
Shouldn't we see it show up there?
No, because this is a video.
Oh, yeah.
That's a video.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked.
Plan ahead there.
It worked.
It tripped the repeaters.
Any more questions, comments, or do we want to go home? Yeah.
Is there a big delay once you key up to let all of these things link
Yeah,
up?
there is some.
There's a little bit of delay. If you and I are both on the K6 UDA repeater, I'm on a handheld, you're on a handheld. Everything is almost instantaneous from the repeater. The Wires X node will be close to instantaneous. The YSF node, there's a little bit of delay because of physically where I've got the boxes in the house or around the house.
And when I have the two rooms connected, the delay is even bigger. So just the YSF and wire.
And it has, and a lot of that has to do with the internet.
I haven't done it for a while.
Anything else? Or can we be done? 50-50.
If you haven't bought a ticket, you want one, come up and get it real quick with Paul.
We're gonna draw.
You ready?